You smell that? It smells like football. What's up, Fin fans? So tomorrow starts the OTAs for the Dolphins. So essentially that's just organized team activities, which means the vets come in, they meet the rookies if they haven't met them already, and they go through the playbook and all that jazz. No contact. I need some wood. Where's wood? I got wood over here. I'm not gonna say it, but you know what I'm worried about. So I thought that I am gonna talk about what you see in the thumbnail and all that jazz. Tomorrow or Wednesday, I will make a video, just maybe even both days, just what happened with the OTAs and good things, bad things, all that. But today, I am going to make a video. This is a two-parter. First part is why we should be looking forward to the 2018 season and why we should be optimistic about these Miami Dolphins. So I made a list of all the reasons why. I have a good amount, but again, if you guys have any that you want to share, please keep doing what you're doing and comment below. So the first thing that I want to bring up that I'm optimistic for the 2018 season, no London game. There's no London game this year. The schedule is actually pretty good for the Dolphins, and when I mean pretty good, it's not I'm not talking competition, right? I'm not saying, oh, it's easy, we're facing like the shittiest teams in the shittiest division. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying all 1 o'clock games. The furthest we have to travel is, I think, to Minnesota. Minnesota and Green Bay is the furthest we have to travel. We don't have to go to West Coast. We do have a team that has to come to the East Coast from the West Coast. So it's a nice no travel game. I think that the NFL felt bad for the Dolphins last year with the hurricane and then sending us to London without a bye, not giving a shit. So the schedule and how it played out and how it's all 1 o'clock games, so it'll be really hot when cold weather teams have to come to Miami. That's the one thing to be optimistic about. Schedule is not bad when it comes to travel and no London games. So that's not bad. Next thing I want to talk about is the addition of Robert Quinn. Taking him, teaming him up with Cameron Wake, and then all the other pass rushers we got. Really optimistic about this. Robert Quinn is a great defensive end. He's not old. He's not young, but he's not old, and we got for a 4th round pick. I love this addition. I love adding the pass rusher to get to the quarterback. We have good corners that will cover the receivers long enough for these guys to get sacks. I know the loss of Sue might hurt that, but I'm feeling good about the defensive ends. Defensive tackles, but again, that's another video that I'm going to make about why you shouldn't be optimistic. The next thing that you should feel optimistic for the 2018 season is the fact that Gase says, so I'm going off of just what Gase's saying, he's able to run his offense. He's finally able, after 2 years, now his 3rd, he's able to run the offense he wants, because he also said this is the first time in those 3 years he has the closest to the roster he envisioned. So that's what makes me optimistic is, okay, he got the people he wants, now he can run the offense he wants. I understand where he's coming from, because last season there was a lot of blown plays, especially on defense, where the players just didn't understand the formation or just didn't want to study the plays, which, why would you not want to do that? But this year, he's very optimistic and he is very happy. So that puts a little, I still trust the man, because he took a crap team. That team in 2016 was worse than this team and worse than the team last year, and he took them to the playoffs. I have faith in Adam Gase still. We'll see after this year, or I'll come back to this in the middle of the season to see if I stay with that. But if he is happy about the players and he thinks he can run his team, I feel like this team is going to be a well-oiled machine. Next, of course, the one thing that probably every NFL fan is optimistic about is the addition of the drafted players. There's 3 in particular that I'm very excited with. Obviously, Mika Fitzpatrick is just, I just can't wait to watch this dude practice. I don't even care about playing. I just can't wait for this dude to practice.
Practice? We're talking about practice, man.
Zeki, oh my God, I'm looking for, hopefully tomorrow they do some 7-on-7s, and I just want to see or hear that Tannehill just lobbed it up in the end zone and Gesicki just snatched it out of the sky. That's what I'm looking forward to. Smythe, and Gesicki on the field at the same time. Super pumped to that. Probably not going to see a lot of that stuff because in the OTAs and training camp and preseason, they don't show to the media a lot of plays because they don't want other people to see it. But I'm looking forward to those formations. Even Ballage and Baker and just all of our picks, I want to see what they can do. I actually want to see the leg of Sanders, our kicker, and see if he got his accuracy down. But those three in particular, Mika Fitzpatrick, Gesicki, and Smythe, I want to see what they can do. Next thing is players coming back from injury. That's big. On top of the shitstorm that we got last season with the cocaine, with Timmons going AWOL, with the hurricane, losing our bye, the London game, Tannehill's injury, the biggest thing that I'm looking forward to is these players coming back from injury. Mostly, there's one that I'll talk about next, he's my next point, but mostly McMillan and Tony Lippett. Because before Tony Lippett got injured, the dude was lighting it up, just picking off everybody, especially that Jets game where I think he had two or three picks in that game. He was great. And then McMillan, we didn't get to see anything because he was injured on the kickoff for the very first preseason game. But there was talks that he was supposed to take the middle linebacker spot and supposed to be calling plays because he was advancing that well. There's great signs coming out of training camp. So with these two guys coming back, it's going to be big. It's going to be cool to see these guys play together and to see this defense gel together. The second to last thing I want to talk about is the offensive line. It is, I think this is the first time in I don't know how many off seasons that the least of my worries is the offensive line. It's actually defensive tackle and linebacker. It's like the first time in so long the offensive line is just working. They actually address the guard position. They bring in Sitton. Then they're like, okay, well, hey, Pouncey, we want you to restructure. He's like, I don't want to restructure. They're like, okay, cool. Then they find out that Kilgore is on the trade block for less money, better rated last year. They're like, all right, Pouncey, we got to let you go. Which just makes sense. The dude could only practice once or twice a week. There goes your continuity with your offensive line. They're supposed to gel together. He's supposed to know, okay, I got this guy or I got this guy. And there was a ton of plays last year I saw. There was blitzes right up the middle that would sack Cutler, and it's because a lot of times Pouncey would go to the left or right guard. It helped them out when he didn't need to. And that's all about practicing all week and gelling with your 5 dudes. So the fact that this offensive line looks good and we have depth, that's something to be optimistic about, guys. Finally, the thing that makes me the most optimistic is we go from Jay Cutler, who literally played for $10 million and gave 0 fucks about what happened with the Dolphins, to the man who takes some of the worst hits I've seen on a quarterback. Probably he was one of the most sacked quarterbacks in NFL history, taking over for David Carr with the Texans. Ryan Tannehill fought tooth and nail for this team every year, and unfortunately he got injured in 2016, and then he came back without getting the surgery because I guess he thought he didn't need it, ran to the sideline, partial tear in his knee, got the surgery, completely fortified. Supposedly he will be practicing tomorrow. Again, I will make a video about that. But we get Tannehill back. A lot of people are asking why you excited about Tannehill coming back. He sucks, which his first year with Gase, when he went 1-4, if you look at his stats, of the 4 games that were lost, 2 of them he had a below 70 passer rating. Against the Patriots, he had a 93.5, and against the Bengals, he had an 80.2. But in both games, those passer ratings were inflated because they were getting blown out. So he was playing catch up and was trying to come back. So, but then you look at his stats when he went 7-1, when he started lighting it up. He took the team on his back and he started making plays with his feet, like the friggin' Rams game where he marched him down the field and had that game-winning touchdown pass to Parker. His stats in those 7-1 101 games where he won 7, lost 1. He had a 68.9 completion percentage. He threw for 1,723 yards. He had 13 touchdowns to 5 interceptions. Again, 5 interceptions in an 8-game span sucks. I prefer he didn't, but the fact that he threw 13 to 5, I'm not upset about. And those 3 of those interceptions came in that Ravens game where we got our asses whipped. So technically, if you took that Ravens game out, he threw for 13 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. So he did great. He rushed for 110 yards. So that's another big thing, is that it wasn't a lot of him running for yards. So a lot of people are worried about his knee. He's got a bum knee. He's not going to be able to run anymore. Well, in those 8 games where he went 7-1, he only rushed for 110 yards. And his passer rating. So I took all 8 games, right? And I added all the passer ratings together, and I got an average for the 8 games. His passer rating was 102.6 when he went 7-1. Like, this dude, once he grasped Adam Gase's playbook and once he grasped what Adam Gase wanted to do, he was just lights out. The dude was great. And he was doing great in the Cardinals game that we won because he was winning the game for us. Yes, Matt Moore came in, he threw the game-winning pass, but he was doing so well. So if you're not optimistic about Tannehill coming back, I don't understand why from the stats I just told you. He's now had an extra year to sit on the bench and study his playbook even more, and now he's in his 2nd year of playing in this playbook, and that's normally when a quarterback thrives. So I'm very optimistic with Tannehill coming back. Again, we'll see. I'll do a mid-season report when we get to like week 8 to see if any of this stuff changed. But all of those reasons gives you hope that come 2018, the worst the Dolphins should do, 9-7. Again, this is the optimistic video, guys. Don't comment below yelling at me like, "You're 9-7, the worst, are you crazy, blah, blah, blah." This is a video to show you why we should be optimistic for the 2018 season. I will be making the one why we shouldn't be optimistic and why the 2018 season is gonna suck. But for this one, all the stuff I told you, it's gotta make you feel like, oh my God, we have a chance. You know, we beat the shit out of the Patriots home last year on Monday night. Why can't we do that again with Tannehill back? He can run if he needs to. You know, he knows the offense. So, like I said, worst case, with the stuff I've told you, 9-7. Best case, 12-4. I'd love to see him go 12-4. But that's why you should be optimistic for this season. Let me know what you guys think. Did I miss any things that make you optimistic for the Dolphins? Comment below. Say, hey Doug, this is why I'm optimistic for the Dolphins 2018 season. Let me know. You can tell me I'm wrong. Be like, that's stupid to be optimistic for that. But again, don't forget, I'm going to make a video why you shouldn't be optimistic for the Dolphins in 2018. So don't forget, if you haven't subscribed already, subscribe. I just passed 400 subscribers because you guys are freaking awesome. Hit that like button if you agree that this is why you should be optimistic for the Dolphins. Hit that like button if you disagree, and you will see a video. Regardless, you're going to see this video, but just hit that like button, just cuz. Also, don't forget to check me out on Twitter. I'll put it right here. It's DouglieDoWrong. I tweet things all the freaking time. Also, don't forget my second channel, youtube.com/bitboys. Okay, I'm going to do this for you guys. If you go in and watch the YouTube, my BitBoys YouTube channel, right? And if you like it, subscribe. And if you subscribe, comment on a video. Your favorite video, I don't care. Comment, say, this is hilarious, or maybe do this, or do that. Suggestions, or whatever, just comment. I will send you a free wristband, if you care about it. Here, I'll take it off so you can see it. I will send you a free wristband. So if you go to youtube.com/bitboys, you like what you see, you subscribe, you comment, I'll send you a free wristband. Other than that, I will see you guys tomorrow because OTAs start tomorrow. Super pumped. Football's back. Well, not back, but it's in the process of being back. Other than that, like usual, at the end of all my videos, fins up. So, I was on Twitter, and I noticed that someone tweeted out to Armando Salguero, essentially, what are your thoughts on this? And it's an ESPN article. I got it on my computer so I can read it to you guys. It's an ESPN article that essentially talks about, you know, who's improved, who's this, that, about the offseason.